Hey, Matt Lairden here once again with the Market Mindset Podcast. Thanks for joining us. I had the best time with these two beautiful individuals, beautiful inside and out. Today we got to talk to Lashawn Peterson and Towanna Jackson. They're with eXp Realty in Southfield, Michigan. I mean, I'll tell you, the team they're building probably covers all of Michigan. Super enjoyable. We talked food, we talked real estate. Most importantly, we talked about the training culture that they've implemented with their agents and a growing team that they have. And all too often in real estate, we got to remember we are professionals. And if I can make the analogy to sports, for instance, Tiger Woods in golf, he's always out there practicing putting, driving. In baseball, you've got some amazing players. Let's just say Shohei Ohtani with the Dodgers. Go Dodgers. He's out there taking cuts, taking swings, fielding balls, pitching, practice. Look at the famous actors, Denzel Washington, Joaquin Phoenix. You think they just show up in a movie, say, okay, I'm ready to shoot? No, they practice their scripts, they get rehearsed, they study their characters. We need to do the same thing in real estate, and that's a real emphasis with Lashawn and Towanna's team there in Michigan, eXp. If you're looking to buy or sell a piece of real estate, I definitely talk to these two beautiful individuals. If you want to become a professional real estate agent with some great training, definitely reach out to both of them. So again, Team Peterson Jackson out of Southfield, Michigan. Hope you enjoyed as much as I did. All right. Hey, welcome back to the Market Mindset Podcast. This is Matt Lairden. I am so excited. It took us a while to put this together, but we have a powerhouse duo coming to us from Southfield, Michigan. eXp Brokers, correct?
Correct.
Oh, shout out to eXp. Wife, moms, grandmoms, humanitarians. And here's, I'll tell you, we were just talking before the podcast started. Over 1,000 homes sold in the last, 6-8 years, 305, 310 this year alone. Ladies, what are you doing? Talk to us. Let's just dive straight in.
You want to go first, Lashawn? She always starts. I like to pull up.
All right, Lashawn. Start us off, Lashawn.
We are working with intention. We are working with purpose. We are working the community. We are educating our community. We are educating our team, and we are just having celebrations along the way. And most importantly, we're having fun doing it. So,
well, that's great. And you know what? I heard you say it starts with education, and
Yes.
you're helping, and you're in your community, and you're involved. Towanna,
Yes.
talk about how you educate your real estate clients out there.
So with our clients, coming from the Detroit market and Detroit coming out of bankruptcy, I don't know if your listeners know, but Detroit came out of bankruptcy in 2013 or filed in 2013. So we knew coming into selling real estate, and we came in 2016, that we would have to spend a lot of time educating to try to get people in these homes. So we took the time to have home buying workshops, really pour into our community organizations, find out where we could meet the people at ground zero, basically talk about credit, talk about getting your savings together. And it's been really great. I think by my father being a pastor, it was like second nature to me to get out in the community and just educate along the way. So we have found success that way. We've been able to sell homes and get a lot of people, first generation, first time home buyers in homes with lower rates and with grants to help them along the way.
That first time home buyer is so important to keeping a community active and growing. But it's, you laid down, it sounds like the both of you just laid down this amazing foundation first, and then the business came afterward. Is that a fair assessment?
Absolutely.
I love it. So let's talk about your business model. What percentage of your business right now is listings versus buyer representation? We'll start with you, Lashawn. We're always going to go to you first because you're down there, and we'll just do this circle. How about that?
Perfect. We are exactly 50-50. We are half buyers, half listings. So, and I always check the stats to see if that changed, and we always stay right there. Even with the team, we stay right between the buyers and the sellers. And even in Towanna and I personal business, we always stay right there. And one of the reasons, even with our own business, because Towanna is still in the business, not me. I've stepped back, but all of our clients are now in their second or third, some even fourth homes. So they always have a house to sell and they're always, another home to buy. So we always, right there in that 50-50. And with our team, the same thing with them. They're either listing or of course because of the number of workshops and things that we give out in the community, we always have a steady influx of buyers and sellers. They are always coming to us to list their properties. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and so Towanna, you said, and Lashawn mentioned that, some of these clients are 2, 3, 4 homes into this. Mm-hmm. So they're buying and then maybe they're upgrading and they're coming back to you. Mm-hmm. I mean, that repeat business, there's no greater compliment than getting a referral or repeat business. That means you're doing something right, don't you think, Towanna?
Absolutely, absolutely. We try to make sure we ask our clients, and I think a lot of agents forget that. Sometimes you just got to reach out and ask a person for business. It's okay. Right. You just ask. What are they going to say?
Right. Closed mouths don't get fed.
Always. So even at the closing table, hey, thanking them, for choosing us for one. But do you know anybody else that could use us?
Right. Right. So. That whole, I think the question, who do you know that might be buying or selling real estate in the next 15 to 45 days? I love that. So you get a lot of referrals. You have a good business mix. I know everyone was talking about it, that whole NAR, DOJ, some agents just, ran with it and felt completely perplexed. How are you guys handling the new, I guess it's the outcome from the DOJ NAR lawsuit when it comes to, buyer agent compensation? What are you guys doing with that?
We embraced it. It was no sense of fighting it. We embraced it. We did not turn it into a negative for our agents. And a matter of fact, on August 16th, we had something called a barbecue. And it was like
a barbecue?
We had a barbecue on August 16th at our office. We rolled out, we had the grills bought in, because that's what we do as a culture. We celebrate, big actions and big events in our lives, right? Yes. And, August 17th was a big changing point in our real estate life. So instead of looking at it as something negative, we looked at it as a positive because we were going to be able to charge our worth and we wasn't going to be held back by, even though we never were, but it was, in the minds of everyone, there was a set compensation, right? It was an unsaid set compensation, right? So that is no more. So to me, it uncapped and unleashed us. We get to charge what we're worth. So we said it and we made it a positive thing around here. So we chose to take the celebratory route. And we had a barbecue, we bought in food, we had music, and it was very, very celebratory coming into this new era. And it made all the difference in the mindset of our team and our other agents around us. So it was just all in how you look at it, to me, in my opinion.
You embraced it. And that's what you have to do. Towanna, talk to me about the food at the barbecue because talk to me. We'll spend 30 seconds on it, but I'm hungry already.
Let me tell you. So in our family, we have cook-offs a lot. Okay. My brother-in-law has decided he is the champion of the barbecue. So he drove probably about 35 minutes, 40 minutes to get here. He brought his grill all the way from home because he has a custom one. It's that serious in my family. Woo. So he brought his custom grill out and we just had to taste his ribs, right? So LaShawn's other brother was upset because he could have brought his grill and we could have finally had our rib off. But I mean, it was amazing for everyone that came out to it. The food was great. One thing about Team Peterson Jackson, we have some amazing cooks on the team. So anytime we have a potluck, and we have another one coming up next week or this week, Friday for Friendsgiving. So everyone always has their special dish they bring out, and that's pretty much the only time we have a competition is when there's some food involved around here.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
Oh,
My
and
mom.
a game of left, right, center. That's our new game we're playing with dollar
Okay.
bills.
I love it. My mom immigrated from Ireland, and I'm telling you, there's so many
Yeah.
just positive things that happen around the dinner table, happen around family events, food-based events. Get to share the culture, get to talk, and it's just a great way to bring family together. Obviously, so circling back to the fees and the NAR thing, not to dwell on it, but what I'm finding is the less experienced agents, the insecure agents, were having the more making it something out of nothing. And yet veterans like it was just a non-issue. Talk about the mindset and the value both of you provide as far as real estate is concerned. I know it's there. I sense it.
So what the NAR did for us, it forced us to have our agents go into it looking at what their imposter syndrome is.
Oh,
What are you feeling? Why do you feel that you don't deserve this? So we started with, let's break it down in the beginning. What skills do you feel that if you had, you wouldn't have a problem telling people what you're worth? And we went all the way like deep on it. We were doing worksheets to try to figure out what was that, what was the break there with our agents. And I think that by opening it up and then them realizing and having script practice, which we incorporate every Tuesday through Thursday now, every morning, the team gets together and they practice scripts. They practice what they're saying to them people. They practice rejection, dialogue. By forcing us to go deep and figuring out what was holding us back, it enabled us to raise up our commission across the board because they've been able to talk about how valuable they are. As an agent, do we realize all 17 things that we have to do before we start the listing? No, we just do.
yep.
But now we have it written down. Now you know exactly what you do.
Yeah, that's and you bring up imposter syndrome. I talk about it in a couple of different podcasts that are coming up, and it's real. It's a psychological term, and I've been doing this for a while, like both of you have, and yet, I mean, I hate to admit, I still suffer from it sometimes. I walk into a room and I'm speaking to a group of real estate professionals, and then this self-doubt sort of creeps in, like, oh no, am I good enough? And I'm like, Matt, check yourself here because you've been doing this long enough. But the imposter syndrome is just, it's real. And it's something that even I've been in real estate and finance since, I mean, coming up on over 30 years.
Oh, wow.
And the same thing though, it hits you. It's like, am I really as smart as I think I am? Or maybe not. There's always going to be smarter people, but I'm so glad you addressed it. And I know for me and the people that I work with, you go back and you write your skill sets down. Yes. And this is how long I've been doing it. And this is the value that we bring to the table. So I'm so glad that you mentioned that. How many people on your team right now?
I don't know. It's like 54.
What?
We have about 20 new agents, so it's about 54, and we have about 30 that's in production. And then we have some licensed admins.
Holy wow. Wow. Let's talk about the revenue sharing model at eXp. Okay.
Love it.
Let's talk about it since we're here. I know, it was revolutionary, and eXp brought it to the table. They decentralized a lot of things. And talk to me about why new agents should look at eXp. I love the business model.
I've been with eXp since 2019, and I've just never thought about going anywhere. And I came from another big box company, and I have never experienced, and I've came from corporate America. I did, over 30 years in corporate America, came from another big box realtor, and just the culture. Before we even get to the rev share model, let's talk about the culture and the support. The support and the culture that I get from people at eXp who just want to see me win is amazing. I mean, these people, they don't have a stake. I'm not in their downline. You know, they don't make any money off me, but the support and help that they give me is invaluable. Like there are so many wonderful, beautiful people at eXp that just want to see you win. And that's one thing that I love about this company. So to me, the rev share is like the icing and the cherry on top, but that cake is moist and delicious and beautiful, which is the people.
That always comes back to food, huh?
It does.
Well, when I'm in Michigan, I'm gonna veer your way, and I'm gonna invite myself to one of these get-togethers if that's okay.
It is.
Yeah,
We love it.
you are more than welcome, Matt. But for me, Tawanna and I, we had stepped back a little bit from the rev share, from doing a lot of attraction, because we wanted to concentrate on the team model, because what we really wanted to do was to step back and really pour into our agents and create some knowledgeable and really productive realtors so we can make an impact on our community. So we took a step back for a couple of years. And so 2025, one of our goals is to increase our rev share. That is definitely one of our goals, is to start on our agent attraction once more. Our rev share is pretty good. It's not like, it's decent, but it could be better. We are like 190 right now in our downline.
I love it.
Yeah.
How are new agents finding you? What are you looking for in new agents, Tawanna?
So new agents find us on social media. Most like the clients do. They find us on Google. If you are an agent out there and you're thinking about doing some attraction, I would suggest while you're doing your Google ads, because one thing that attracted me about eXp was the revenue share model. And coming over, I said, if we build those simultaneously, if I'm searching for business and searching for agents, then in a couple of years, I should have a little decent, extra couple dollars coming in at the month. And so it was a conscious effort for me, but I didn't want to, I guess, spend that much time developing that part of it. And without, like Lashawn said, by stepping back and not totally focusing on it, we've been able to grow up to 190. But what that does for us is that in Michigan, and I don't know if that's in some other areas out here, but we go through this cycle in real estate where wintertime, people don't come outside that much.
No.
It's cold here.
Right.
So revenue share help you get through some of those cycles in real estate that we run into. And that's the beauty of being at eXp and with this company, is that you can grow. You kind of can prepare yourself and look at your finances long term. And by them opening that, uncapping revenue share now, how can you not join?
No, I get it. I get it. What are some of, let's just look at, say the Pareto principle, 80-20 rule. What are the top 20% of your real estate agents that are with your organization? What are they doing to be successful out there? What are you seeing? Go ahead, Lashawn. I'll just keep the circle going here.
Keep it going.
The top 20%, what are they doing? Yes. They are monsters when it comes to utilizing their sphere of influence.
Okay.
They're monsters with their sphere of influence. They are in training. They make it to trainings. They're always in the training. They're in the office early. They're killer with the follow-ups. They believe in the follow-ups. They don't drop leads. So they follow up and follow up more.
Yeah, no, that's a great point. Follow up. It's easy to make that call, but then you got to drip and you got to stay on them. They might not be buying now. They might not be selling now, but those are areas that a lot of agents just drop the ball on, is follow up. Execution, and following up on the simple things too is what I've found.
Yes.
Do you guys do any work in the FSBOs, for sale by owners, expired listings, neighbors that just listed, just sold? I know that's sort of old school, but it still works.
It still works.
Does it really? Okay. Go ahead.
Our guys that are more they are more callers, like cold callers, are people who are, I guess they're I call them hunters, who go out there who really want to like hunt down the leads. They love for sale by owner. They love expires. They love going after those type. And it works. LaShawn's right, it does work, but so does farming your neighborhood doing drop-offs. You know, so does getting out there doing them just listed, just sold postcards. I don't know why people forgot about those.
That's it.
We do old-fashioned door knocking too.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds like you're just attacking it from all different angles. And, you know, I worked for one of the top real estate coaches, and you're just embodying everything that he promoted. And it was the dad, not the son. And I can't really go into it too much of the big coaching companies. And I'm the dad. I'm a fan of the dad, really. I mean, but going back, scripts. People, I don't need to practice my scripts. You know, yes, you do. Scripts are so important because it's role playing. And I can throw objections at you. And when you go in, it's all planned out. You know, football teams, and we'll talk about your Detroit Lions here pretty soon. But, you know, you see those football coaches out there, and offensive coordinator, defensive coordinators, they have this sheet. And if you see them and they've covered up their mouths with the microphone, but they know if it's 4th and 2 and they're on defense and the offense is going for it, they've got 6 different defensive schemes worked up. I mean, everything is plotted out in advance, and real estate should be the same way.
Absolutely.
I mean, I really believe in that. And the fact that you spend so much time coaching and developing your players, and that talent is obviously a testament to your success in everything that you're doing. So, I mean, good on you, because I know, and I'm guilty of it, I don't want to go do scripts. I don't want to do role playing. But, you know, it goes Stephen Covey's, 7 Habits of Highly Successful People. Sharpen the saw, right? Iron sharpens iron. And I think that's a great principle to include in your training program. So I'd love to hear that. And all you people out there that are watching, you're hearing it from some top producers right here, Team Peterson Jackson. Practice scripts. Begin with the end in mind. Seek first to understand, then be understood. And the training that you're giving your agents gives them so much confidence. So when they're out there in front of, those clients, I mean, they've got to be so confident, which leads to more transactions, which leads to more referrals and sphere of influence referrals and things like that. What kind of continuing education are you guys focusing on for your agents?
We focus on, so I hope, of course, you want to go into ethics training, big time. Yeah. We want ethics big time right now. Yeah. We're not going on. So we push for them to get their continuing education that way. We also work with our vendors to provide continuing education credits for us. So work with your title companies, work with your lenders. It's more than just sending us clients. It's educating us to be better in this field. And how can you do that?
Right.
But as far as on a week to week, like Towanna and I, we come up with a full curriculum. So we have at least 3 trainings a week for our team. So, and we try to listen to what's going on and what's happening in the market and what's happening in the office. So we try to do, I call it just in time training. So if we see more than one person with a problem, we're going to hit that at our next roundtable. That's going to be the topic. So we always try to be very, very timely with our training and we try to hit what's happening now.
So, yeah. I love that. What you said is if it's happening to one agent, guess what? It probably going to happen to other agents, and it sounds like you guys just get in front of it.
Yes, we get in front of it.
Good. So, we're moving to Michigan, people going there. Where are they coming from?
California.
Yeah. And, I've got family in Texas, and they say, don't California my Texas. Well, don't California my Michigan either, right?
Yes. Yeah, we're big. People from California love Michigan. I think it's because it's the coastline. We have coastline just
Yeah.
like longer than California, I think.
Are you Lake
So
Erie, right? Is it Lake Erie? No, what's your big lake there?
we have 5 big lakes. Huron, let's see, Ontario, Michigan, Erie, and
Superior.
HOMES, Superior.
Oh, wow.
I had to memorize it like in the 5th grade. They tell you to remember homes.
Right.
Believe it or not, we sold a couple of homes to Coloradians, sir. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, my sister lives in Colorado. A lot of people leaving Colorado right now. They've had some challenges there. My dad and sister moved from California, Long Beach, Southern California to Colorado. And I mean, the population growth there has been extensive. And so for people who want maybe a less dense population, a lot of people are moving there. What's the average home price in the market that you guys are working in right now?
So if we go ahead, Lashawn.
Towanna, go ahead, please.
So if we're talking the city of Detroit is still affordable. The city of Detroit, you're looking at about $85,000 average sales price, right?
Right.
If you're outside of the city with the state of Michigan probably around 250, 260,000 right now for the entire state. Now, Michigan's huge. We got some areas outside of maybe Detroit here.
Okay.
We got some areas in here that you can get some land, and don't go up here. You can get all kind of land in the UP. So,
right.
So it handles out. If I were looking to move to Michigan from the areas out, and I had never been to Michigan, I would personally want to try to stick around either Grand Rapids or the Metro Detroit area.
I'd stay in here if it was
Lashawn's gonna stay in Detroit.
Okay.
Area.
So with this the whole EV electric vehicle thing, and a lot of the unions worried about EVs and the mandates. What's your guys' take on that? Where's the balance? Where's a happy balance between these mandates to drive EVs, and yet we want to keep Detroit alive? It's the foundation and bedrock of our automotive community. How's the EV taking hold there with the cold weather?
I own a Ford Mustang EV. I have a Mach-E.
Oh.
I absolutely love it. And I mean, I'm thinking about getting another one. It's like, I love my car. And when I first got it, it was like, people would just stop and stare and like, oh my God. So, a lot of the auto workers, they do not like EVs. They hate them, but they're kind of coming around. I think that generational, the big three it's not even the big three anymore, but the auto industry doesn't have a hold on us like they used to when I was a kid,
Right.
So it's not that pertinent to the area. It's so many other industries. Like the mortgage industry is really big here.
Okay.
Now we have UWM, of course, we have Rocket, and we have a whole bunch of other ones that are here right in Metro Detroit. So there are other industries here now. So we don't live and die by the auto industry like we used to. People are some people are very anti-EV here, but
right.
You're starting to see more and more. I've seen a lot of Mach-E's, so we don't see a lot of Teslas. You will never see a lot of Teslas here, but we see a lot of the Cadillac Lyrics. You see a lot of those. So long as they are, American made, you're starting to see a lot of American made EVs.
I love it. Certainly going back to your Mustang Mach-E, I went for a ride and a friend of mine had one. I'm telling you, the get up and go in that thing. It's a rocket, and it's a beautiful car, both aesthetically, inside, and I'm glad, Ford's embracing it. This is sort of off real estate, but are there challenging issues in colder weather for EVs? I mean, I'm out here in Southern California, so I don't really know.
The battery, I think I lose about 50 miles to a charge,
Okay.
but I only work like 5 miles from my office.
Okay.
So it doesn't matter to me because I'm not driving that far,
Right.
I'm not driving 300 or 400 miles a day. So for me, a charge a day is more than I can go 4 or 5 days off one charge and I have a charger at home, so I'm fine.
Yeah.
And I don't think that people understand that they can get home chargers put in and they're not that expensive. So
Yeah.
I think it's just the misinformation around EVs, especially in our area. And I think there needs to be more education, like especially around the electric bill and all of that. Like my electric bill is not that much. I probably add about $50 a month, but if I was driving a car, how much in gas would I pay? So
Yeah.
I just think it's more of educating the public.
Yeah. All right, we got to go down the sports road here. Michigan State and University of Michigan football.
U of M.
What?
U of M.
U of M. Right. Now,
Now,
Harbaugh was the coach there for a while, wasn't he?
Yes.
Yeah, and now we got him down. I mean, it's now the LA team now, the Chargers, right? I think he went to the Chargers.
The Rams.
Is
it Rams?
Chargers.
No. The Chargers, yeah.
Right. So we got him. But
y'all can have him.
Michigan. Love it. What's
Michigan? Once you leave, we don't want you no more.
Hey, you're dumb enough to leave. I don't know how I could leave you two beautiful women. Go coach out in Southern California. What's your biggest out-of-state rival? Is it one of the Ohio teams?
Ohio State.
State.
So what's the big matchup there? I know we're in the middle of college football right now. Is that University of Michigan versus Ohio State?
Yes, Ohio State.
Yeah.
University of Michigan.
Yeah, I hear that all the time. All right, let's go ahead. You got some bragging rights here versus my LA Rams and Chargers, and
we do.
The number one team in the NFL.
Something like that.
The number one team in the NFL.
9-1. Are you like 9-1?
The number
9-1.
I never thought I'd be able to say that in my lifetime.
Yeah, I tell you, I'm cheering for you. I love your head coach, defense oriented, and mixing up the play call. I think the other day he went for it on like 4th and 3, and then he trusts his defense. I mean, solid coaching. Yes. How'd the Tigers do this year? I'm not sure.
They're pretty good. They made the playoffs, so they did pretty good.
Right.
So we were having a great run with the Tigers and the Lions at one point. So the Tigers are looking pretty good for next year. So I was like I was in my Tiger hoodie one day and my Lions hoodie the next day. It was just great for, a couple of weeks.
Right. And then you can't forget about the bad boys of basketball, the Detroit Pistons.
We're going to keep them
in
our
They did
prayer.
win. They won Sunday as well.
They're not cutting it right now.
They're a young team.
And then we'll veer away from that. We're going to go into music. I mean, you got just a strong, what a well diversified state with all the artists and everything. You obviously got Eminem, and then you've got Kid Rock, and then you've got, some of the traditional, old school R&B. I mean, just a beautiful, beautiful state. I want to get back there, and not if, right? We manifested, we put it.
When the last time you've been here?
What's that?
Have you ever been here before?
No, I have not. I think the most was either Iowa, Indiana, Illinois, but I mean, it's this quick veer over from any of those locations. So
it's absolutely beautiful. You got to come see it. It is on the come up. Oh my God. I'm like downtown and around, and I don't know where I am. I'm just in awe of the changes that are happening. And it's a beautiful thing to see. I'm so proud of our city and the strides that we are making. And I just want to show it off to the world. So if you're ever here, let me be your tour guide. I would love to be. And if any of your viewers are ever here, call us. We would love to be your tour guide.
Well, I love that idea. We got about 45 seconds left. How do we get a hold of Team Peterson Jackson? You guys, you just adorable. I just love talking to you. I'm definitely going to circle back and do this again. Yeah. But how do we get a hold of you?
So you can find us at Team Peterson Jackson. Just put the ad in there, Team Peterson Jackson. I am Towanna Peterson Jackson on all socials, and that is Lashawn Peterson Jackson on all socials. Try to make it uniform and easy. You type it in, I should come up.
I love it. I'm telling you,
we talk back.
Yes. But hey, any agents out there, aspiring agents, if you want great training, You want two amazing leaders that are just joyous, happy. It just radiates through the screen. Reach out to Team Peterson Jackson, eXp